welcome or welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. So I'm so excited for today's video. As you probably saw from the title, I have the full Glamlite and BrAtZ collection to go over today. So I did purchase the full BrAtZ collection when it launched on the Glamlite website. So I'm going to be doing a demo for this look that I'm wearing here now. And this is actually the second look that I've done. I did actually create a look a few days ago as well. So if you want to hear my thoughts about the collection and see swatches and everything like that, do keep watching. So in this collection we do have an eyeshadow palette, a blush palette with cream and powder blushes. We also have 4 individual lip kits based on each of the 4 BrAtZ characters, and then we also have a lip plumper here as well. So this collection did launch probably about a month ago now at this stage. I think it was back in November, and there is always a bit of a delay with us getting products, especially from the States, over this side of the world in Europe. But I did order the BrAtZ collection on launch day on the Glamlite website. So I'm not sure if there was a glitch or something on the Glamlite website that day, but I ended up getting the collection for a lot cheaper than I was supposed to, I think. So I wasn't actually planning on buying the full collection initially. Just when I logged onto the Glamlite website to purchase it, I noticed that the full collection was just a lot cheaper than they had advertised on their Instagram page of what the prices were going to be. So I don't know if it was some sort of glitch. I know they were doing like a special discount code for the day that it launched as well, and they were doing 25% off the full collection or the individual items as well. But the price of the collection was just much lower than they had advertised on their Instagram page. So initially I was only going to buy the eyeshadow palette, the blush palette, and then I think maybe just 2 of the lip kits, but I just thought because it was such a good price that I would just pick up the full collection and I would go ahead and get the 4 lip kits, because I actually really love Glamlite's lip kits. I use some of their lip products every single day, so I knew it wouldn't be a waste. I would get a lot of use out of the lip kits anyway. So yeah, I'm really happy that I picked it up for such a good price. So just before we get into the demo for this look that I'm wearing now, I'll just go over the swatches of the products individually. So we'll start with the eyes first for this look, and I'm just going to go in with the eyeshadow palette now and go in with the black shade called Midnight down here. Okay, so I'm just going to take that shade on a really small kind of pointed bullet brush, and I'm just going to start stamping that into the crease, and just to kind of start creating a shape for the cut crease. Okay, so I'm just going to start stamping this into the crease. I want to kind of create a cut crease type shape. So I'm just sort of dragging this along my natural crease shape here and just kind of pulling it out or winging it out here once we get to the end. And I'm just trying not to do too much movements here while I'm talking, just so I don't disrupt it. Okay, so now that I have that black stamped on, I'm going to go in with this deeper blue matte shade called Fashionably Late, and I'm just going to start stamping that above where I place the black. I'm just taking this on a really kind of precise pointed sort of blending brush, and I'm just going to start packing it above where I placed that black. I'm really bad at doing cut creases, but if I do kind of make any mistakes, I can just clean it up afterwards. I just wanted to place that black down first, just to kind of get the most amount of depth out of it as possible. These matte shades are layering really well on top of each other. The purple shades layered really well on top of each other when I used them the other day as well. So I'm just going back in with the same brush that I used the black on, just to kind of merge those two shades together. And there's no additional product on the brush or anything. I'm just going to use whatever is left over on the brush just to kind of swish back and forth between the shades, just to kind of try and get a bit of a blend going on between them. Okay, so now that I have those down, I'm going to go in with this sort of pastel blue called Face Card, and I'm just going to pat that on top of the darker blue that I laid down. So I'm first just going to kind of stamp it on top of the blue shade here before I blend it or anything. Actually more of like, now that I have it down, it's looking like a bit more of a periwinkle sort of blue shade. Okay, so now I'm going to take the same brush that I used just to lay down the darker blue shade initially, and I'm just going to start kind of swishing back and forth between that lighter blue shade and this darker one, just to really kind of buff those two together. I will say it's not working, or it's not blending together as seamlessly as the purple shades that I used in the first look that I've created already, so they're just not blending out as easily together. I noticed that as soon as I laid down the kind of lighter blue shade, that they weren't really blending together as easily. So I'll see how much of a blend I can get for these two shades. Okay, so it is looking a bit better now. I just basically went back in with the black and the darker blue shade that I put in initially, and just kind of built them back up again, just because I did lose a bit of the pigment between kind of switching back and forth between the shades. But I did kind of build it up a bit better and blended them together, and it is looking much better now. It just wasn't as easy as the purple shades that I initially used, and they just kind of worked together really well as soon as I laid them down and kind of blended together really easily. These just took a bit more work, but I think it does look a lot better now. So I'm just going to go in and kind of clean it up a bit, and then cut the crease part, and then we'll go in and do the shades on the lid. Okay, so I've tried to clean up the lid a bit. I've kind of cleaned under the cut crease. I'm having a bit of bad luck with it today. Kept kind of transferring above my lid and everything, but I think it looks okay now. I'll try and clean it up a bit more afterwards. I'll go in with this silvery shade called Iconic, and I'm just going to put that in the inner portion of the top lid, and then I'll probably use one of the blues on the outer corner. So I'm just going to start actually laying this down directly onto the concealer that I have just on the lid without any primer or anything, and just to see kind of how bright I can build it up. I usually would put down a sticky primer, but just can't really be bothered right now, so I'm just gonna see how kind of shiny we can build it up. So that's that shade down now on the lid. It's actually more of a white shimmer shade. I know I said it was a silver at first, but when you actually lay down on the lid, it does come up more white, or at least it did on my lids anyway, because I did have a really pale concealer on underneath. So I'm just going to go in now with one of the blue shimmer shades. I'm going to use this shade Caution Hot. Sorry, I'm just trying not to blind you with the ring light. Caution Hot here, and I'm just going to put a bit of that on the outer corner. I'm just kind of patting it out here on the outer corner, just so that it's not so harsh on the outside here once I put down the eyeliner and everything. Okay, so here is what it's looking like so far. So I actually do really like how the blues are looking now that I kind of took a bit more extra time to go back in and blend them together. Like I said, it did just kind of take a bit of extra time in comparison to the purples that I used for the initial look. But I'm just going to go off camera now and do liner and lashes and everything, and then we'll be back to do the cheek palette. Okay, so the eyes are more or less done now. I'll just show you what shades I used on the lower lash line. I went in with this, what I thought was a brown shade called Trendsetters. It ended up looking like a bit more of a purpley toned brown on me for some reason, and then I went in with a tiny bit of the black shade as well. So I have done my base products as well. Well, most of my base products. I just haven't set my face yet because I want to go in with the blush palette now. Okay, so for the first look that I did, I just went in with this middle cream shade called After Hours, the more kind of pinky shade. But for this look, I think I'm going to go in with a mixture of the two shades here. So the kind of deeper pinky purpley shade called Out and About, and then I might mix it in with a bit of this lighter pink here. And when I swatched these two shades, there actually didn't look like there was much of a difference in terms of the depth between them, so we'll see how much I can build up this shade. So I tried to show on the swatches as well, there is actually a plastic protective layer as well over the creams. It's not the most sturdy of protective layers, obviously it's just like a plastic film, but it does actually attach to the palette here. So it is better than nothing, I suppose. Even though it is a bit flimsy, it's not the most sturdy, but at least the powder products won't get mixed up in the creams. I forgot to say I'm actually using the mirror that I got from the Saw collection as well. This came out weeks, if not maybe even a month before the BrAtZ collection went live, and for some reason I got my Saw collection after the BrAtZ. The BrAtZ came first in only a couple of weeks. I will be doing a video on the Saw collection as well, hopefully over the next few days if I get a chance, if you're interested in that. Okay, so just taking the shade Out and About on my brush, I'm just going to start kind of stamping that here on the top of the cheeks. These blushes are really pigmented from what I could see from the first look that I did anyway. They are really creamy in texture as well. I'm just going to wipe off the excess of that blush on a bit of tissue, and then I'm just going to go in and do a tiny bit of the brighter pink shade After Hours, and just kind of blend that on top just to sort of lighten it up, just to see if we can get a bit more dimension with the look as well. And then I'll go back in and blend them both together. They are really pigmented, so I just wiped off the excess off my brush, and I'm just using the same, and I'm just going to start kind of stippling that into the cheek, or just kind of patting it into the cheek, and just going to take a tiny bit up onto my forehead as well. But they're really pigmented. I probably put on way too much. I should have known from the first look that I did. I might have to kind of go around the outskirts and just kind of clean it up a bit with my sponge. I'm just going around the outskirts of that with my sponge just to kind of merge it into the skin a bit better. At least we know they are really pigmented anyway. Okay, so I've set my face, so we'll go in with the powder blushes now. So I did use the pink and the purple shades the other day in the look that I did, so I think I'm going to use a mixture between the pink and then the more peachy shade today. Okay, so just taking a mixture of the two shades on my brush, and I'm just going to start stamping those in together. And just applying it on. These are really pigmented blushes as well. I'm just going to take out more of the baby pink shade. Just want it to be kind of slightly lighter here on the outskirts of the cheek. Okay, so we are looking really blushed right now. I think I did go in a bit overboard with that cream that I put down initially. I think I just picked it up way too much, but I do really love a kind of heavy blush look. So yeah, I am really enjoying how this looks. So I did go in with a bit of powder bronzer and highlighter as well, just to kind of balance my face out a bit. So we'll just move on to the lips now. So I think I'm going to go in with the Sacha lip kit today. So I used the Yasmin lip kit in my other look that I did, just because I did a more kind of purple eye, and the Sacha lip kit is more of a kind of deeper brown lip liner shade with a really light nude lipstick shade, so I think it'll go quite well with this look. We'll see. So just taking the lip liner first, and I can't really talk while I'm doing this so I don't make a mess everywhere. Okay, so just going to go in with the Sacha lipstick now. It's like a really light nude shade. My lips are really dry and crusty right now, so apologies if you can see bits of skin hanging off. Okay, so here is what the lip liner and lipstick are looking like just before we apply the lip gloss. Honestly, I could actually just leave it here because I do love a matte lip. But obviously for the sake of the video, we'll go in with the gloss on top. So I tried to show this on the swatches as well, but there is a little removable keychain on the end of each of the lip glosses as well. So it's really cute. These glosses I learned from when I put on the Yasmin lip kit. They're actually a really thick formula, so you only need a tiny bit because a little goes a really long way. So I'm going to remember that this time and just use a tiny bit in the centre of my lips. Okay, so here's what the makeup is looking like together so far. So I'm just going to finish off my face with the final touches. I'm just going to put a bit of setting spray on, and then I'll be back to give you my thoughts about the collection so far. Okay, so here is the final look. So I'll just talk about the products individually and how I'm feeling about them so far after doing the two different looks. So I'll just talk about the eyeshadow palette first. So obviously this palette is a collector's piece, I would say, more than anything, but the shadows do actually perform really well. So I didn't have any issues with the shades. So like I said when I was doing the demo portion of the video, the blues did take a tiny bit more effort and blending just to look a bit more seamless. The first look that I did, I'll do a quick clip of that look now. I used the kind of plums and purple shades, and I just had absolutely no issues blending out those mattes. As soon as I started kind of patting them onto the lid, they just blended together so well, whereas the blues just did take a bit more work, but we did get there in the end, and the end result is fine, I think. I really love the black shade in the palette as well. I think it is a really user-friendly black. It is pigmented, but it's smooth and it does build up and blend out really well as well. So that's really important to me, to have a good black shade in a palette, because I do tend to go for black quite a lot. So the only thing that I would say is that there's no really light matte colours apart from the pastel mattes that we had here. So I did go in with a bit of a kind of bone coloured matte just on the very inner corner to really brighten it up. So I would have liked to see that in the palette, just because the lilac and the kind of pastel blue shade here are actually quite similar once you put them on the eye. So I would have liked to see a really light matte option in here as well, but that's the only thing I would say really. I would say the shimmer shades do all perform very well. They're more of a traditional kind of satin type shimmer. Some of them are more kind of sparkly and iridescent than others, but there's definitely no special shades or duochromes or multichromes, I would say. They are more just a traditional sort of shimmer shade, but they are really nice on the lid as well, and they do serve a purpose. There are people that wouldn't necessarily want to wear really kind of bright sparkly or duochromes or multichrome shimmers on their lids every day, so it is kind of nice to have a different option in here as well. Okay, so moving on to the blush palette now. So I am really enjoying the blush palette overall. I really do love the shades that are in here. The only thing I would say is that I wish there was a bit more of a variation in the cream tones, just because we do have a purple powder blush here, but there's no corresponding cream blush to go with it. So I feel like the other shades are definitely kind of corresponding to the creams, but I feel like this kind of berry toned cream shade that was given here above the purple powder blush is just a bit too pink. At least on my skin tone anyway, it came up more like a sort of raspberry berry colour, so I would have loved to see a bit more of a kind of true purple leaning blush in there. But even with that being said, I do think there is a good variation of shades in here, because I do think that deeper sort of pink raspberry shade would show up quite well on deeper skin tones as well. So as far as the powder blush formula, I'm really enjoying that so far as well. This is my second time using it, and I think I've used all the powder blush shades now as well. I do really enjoy Glamlite's powder blush formula, so I would say it is consistent with that as well. They are really pigmented and smooth, and I find they do actually last a good time on the cheek as well. Even if you don't have a cream underneath, they do actually last a really long time on your cheek. The formula of the creams is quite nice so far as well. I would say you would probably need to set it down with the powder on top. That's the only thing. I would always need to set down the cream blush on my cheeks anyway, just because I don't like the feeling of anything getting stuck to my face afterwards. So I don't know, because I set it down with the powders afterwards, I don't know if it would remain that sort of sticky texture. It didn't actually feel sticky on the cheek, just kind of felt nice and smooth. But even when I set my face afterwards, there was still a bit of a sheen coming through, because they are quite a glowy formula as well. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the blush palette so far. Okay, and then the last product that we used in the demo was the lip kits. So this is the second lip kit that I've actually applied on my lips. I did use the Yasmin lip kit in the first look that I did, and today I used the Sacha lip kit. So I really enjoy Glamlite lip kits anyway. So I know some people don't really enjoy when Glamlite includes the pencil lip liners, like the kind of wooden ones that you have to sharpen. Those are actually my favourite type of lip liners. I just think that you can get a much more crisp line with them, and they do last a much longer time on the lips. It's not such a creamy formula like other lip liners where they just kind of melt and fade off your face. I find the Glamlite lip kits actually do last a really long time on your lips. I really enjoy the formula of Glamlite's lip products anyway. I think I said in one of my other videos I have a few of their other lip kits I think I said in one of my other videos, their Chunky Good Guys collection, that lip kit I wear every single day. I've used that lip liner so much. I've gone through 2 of them now at this stage. Yeah, I really enjoy Glamlite lip kits in general, and I think these ones are definitely consistent with the other ones in their range as well. Okay, so the last product that we have to talk about that I just didn't use in the demo today is the lip plumper. So as you saw from the swatches, it is a really nice kind of deep pink colour. I did actually apply the lip plumper a few days ago when I first got the collection just to try it out, and I will say it is really intense as far as lip plumpers go. So I'm not too knowledgeable, to be honest, about lip plumpers. I haven't really used a lot. I think I might have used maybe 1 in the past, so I don't really know too much about them, but I do know that this really does make your lips tingle and feel really hot and spicy. So it is really intense. It does kind of start to make your lips feel a bit numb after a while, and then a bit of it went on my tongue as well by mistake, and it was a really weird sensation. So I would say you would have to be a fan of lip plumpers like that just to bear in mind. If you're not a fan of lip plumpers that are really hot and spicy, you probably won't like this. So yeah, overall I'm really enjoying this collection and really happy I got to pick it up, and I picked it up for a pretty decent price as well. So I hope you found this video useful in some way. If you did pick up any pieces from this collection, leave me a comment down below and let me know if you picked anything up or if you're planning to. I hope you found this video useful and it gave you the information to do that. Again, I never want to encourage people to be going out and buying full collections, but yeah, I just hope you found this video useful in some sort of way if you are already planning on picking anything up. So if you are enjoying my content, or if you did enjoy this video, I'd love if you could give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel as well. I do also have the Glamlite Saw collection as well to play around with, so I will hopefully be putting out the video on that now over the next few days. Life has just been really busy at the moment, just in the run up to Christmas. So if you are interested in seeing more looks with this collection, I have already posted another look over on my Instagram page, and I will be creating some more content over the next few weeks as well. I plan on doing a few YouTube shorts and reels over on Instagram, so if you're interested in seeing that, if you want to give me a follow over there as well, I'll leave my handle down below. Okay, so I think that was everything, so thank you so much for your time and for watching this video so far and for hanging around with me today, and I hope I will see you in my next video. Take care, bye.